Welcome to Chapter 6. Whee! The first things you'll learn in Chapter 6 are ratios and unit rates. A ratio is when you compare two numbers by division. A unit rate is a rate that has a denominator of 1. Here are some examples of ratios. 5 to semicolon 15, it's the same thing as 5 over 15 and 5 to 15. And they're all the same thing, so there's some examples. And a unit rate is when something has a denominator of 1, so like miles per hour or miles per gallon. So 10 over 1 is a perfect unit rate. The next thing that you'll be learning are proportions. A proportion is an equal fraction. So basically what we have here, for example, is 4 over 15 equals 9 over 75. Step 1 is to cross multiply. So you have to do 4 times 75, which equals 300, and 15 times a equals 15a. And then you have to divide the side with the letter, so it's divided by 15, divided by 15. That cancels themselves out, and then it will equal, for step 3, write the answer, it would be a equals 20. And that's basically what proportions are. The next thing you'll be learning is similar figures and scale drawings. Alright, so similar figures are the same shape, but not the same size. So here's an example. X and 16 and 18 and 24. Now to write that as a proportion would be x over 16 equals 18 over 24. And so basically you just have to cross multiply that, so that would equal 24x equals 288. And like I said before, divide by the side with the letter, so that would cancel himself out, and 288 divided by 24 equals 12. That's how you do similar figures. For scale drawings, it's a little bit different. A scale drawing is comparing models to the real things. An example of that is, doing inches to miles. So 1 inch would equal 44 miles, and what would 4 inches equal? So you just have to cross multiply, so it'd be 1x equals 176, and you'd have to divide it by the side with the letter, so you'd have to divide it by 1, and 176 divided by 1 equals, 176. And that's basically all you have to do. The next thing is fractions, decimals, and percents. A percent is a ratio that compares to 100, and the fraction and decimal just go with the percent, basically. So examples of a percent turning into a fraction would be 40% would make it 40 over 100. To simplify that, it would be 20 over 50, then 10 over 25, and then 2 over 5 would be the most you can simplify it. And then an example of from a percent to a fraction to a decimal would be 40% equals 2 over 5 equals 0.4, because to change a percent to a decimal, you have to move the decimal place over 2 times to the left. And that's all you have to do. Alright. Percents and equations. The formula for percent of equation is over of equals percent over 100. So basically step 1 is to cross multiply again. So here's an example. 14 over x equals 50 over 100. 14 times 100 equals 1400. X times 50 equals 50x. And then divide it by the side with the letter, so it'd be 1400 divided by 50. Those two cancel out, and it'd be 28 equals x. And that's all you have to do. Now percent of change. Percent of change is a percent a quantity increases or decreases from its original price. So basically it means what a product increases in price or decreases. And a formula for that is percent of increase equals amount of increase over original amount. So example of that is so this would be about from 30 to 39, and then you'd have to write it in the formula like this. Just x equals 9 over 30. And step 1 would be divide 9 by 30. So once you divide 9 by 30, move over 2 decimal spaces, and then you'd be done at 30, and then you'd be done right there, so 0.3, and then you'd have to turn it into a percent, which basically means move it back over and makes it a percent, so 30%. Now last but not least, markup and discount. Markup equals amount of increase. Discount equals the amount of decrease. Examples of that are for discount would be the regular price is 100. The percent of discount is 27%. And then all you would have to do is do 100 times 0.27 because you have to turn it into a decimal. And that would equal 73. That would equal 27. And when you do that, that's how much the discount is. But if you want to find the new price, you'd have to actually add 27, subtract 27 to 100, which equals 73. For markup, you have to do the same exact thing except for added at the end. So like 15 is a regular price. Percent of discount is 15%. New price would be 17.25%. Markup would be $2.25. So basically you just have to add $2.25 to 15 and you would get your new price. And that's all we have in Chapter 6. So Stephen G. and Dylan signing out.